Hola chicas, welcome to the video. Today we are going to be going through all your questions that you have sent me on Instagram, talking all about why we chose to live here, what it's been like living here, and if you guys wanted to do it, this is how I recommend going about it. All whilst we paint a little face of makeup. Okay, enjoy the video. Okay, I'm recording. Okay, let's get straight into it.
Get out of my swamp! You look like Shrek with those ears.
Oh.
Look how blonde I am.
Do you think?
I'm blonde boy summer.
Do you want to do this Q&A with me?
I'll be here.
He has such a love-hate relationship with the camera, I fear. I have been picking my spots so much today, and I've just started my period, so I just feel like my skin is angry. It is so angry at me, and like my eczema flares up. All my pimples come out, but it's fine.
You got eczema?
But it's fine. I live in Spain. Life is chill. Okay, so first question. We have thank you guys so much for sending questions, by the way. Harry and I went through them and tried to order them in a way that if you were opening a manual or a book on what it's like to move to Barcelona, it would be in this order. So hopefully it's a good order. And I really hope that this video is helpful. I have watched so many why did you move to Barcelona? Why did you move to Spain? Why did you move abroad videos? And have left with so many questions still. So I'm hoping that we actually get to cover everything, not just the entertaining and interesting stuff, but the important information as well, like how we actually went about it and what it's actually done for us and how it's actually improved our lives. I think it's so important to talk about. I have eczema, very dry sensitive skin. If you need a recommendation for anything and you can't see the logo on screen, just leave me a comment and I'll send you a link. Okay, question one. What inspired you to move abroad in the first place? What's that TikTok? I love this question. I don't know. But I think it goes without saying is the weather difference. The difference between the weather throughout the whole year in England versus Spain is actually huge. Winter here, yes, it is cold. You do need coats, you need hats. We were wearing woolly jumpers when we got here in January and February. And we haven't had the best start with the rain and everything, but the blue skies shining through, they honestly make such a big difference to your mental health and your day-to-day life. And so that was really the first reason, but it wasn't the only reason.
Everything that goes with the good weather, because the weather's good and dry most of the time,
yeah,
you can just spend more time outside.
Yeah.
For example, going to the beach, the weather's not great,
yeah,
but go to the beach and the beach is full up because there's run clubs, there's people rollerblading, there's people on holiday, which is kind of nice at the moment because it's not too busy.
Yeah, it's not too busy.
There's people playing racquetball on the beach, there's people playing volleyball,
people are just out and about doing
the skate
stuff.
park's packed.
And
everyone's just outside.
There's not just a skate park on one side of town. There's a skate park every 100 blocks. There are the country, the Barcelona especially, is built for you to be outdoors. And I think that makes such a big difference because if you want to go on a nice little walk, but then you want to have a little sit down or for example, my dad was here. My dad can't walk for a very long time. He's had 2 hip replacements. So he can't just walk around all day, go on a big city break and be absolutely fine the same way we would be. There are seats and benches dotted around literally every metre across the coast, down at the beach, Barceloneta, all the way to Bogotel. There are basketball courts. They've paved out so much flat ground so you can go skating, skateboarding, rollerblading. And every Saturday and Sunday, our local beach, Bogotel, is absolutely flooded just with people playing volleyball. There are so many volleyball nets set up so people can just go down and have a good time. Henry is one of them. This kind of aligns with one of the later questions about what the culture and whatnot's like here. But a part of the reason that we moved here is to be outdoors more. And for me, one way to summarize why I love Barcelona so much, specifically Barcelona, not just any other hot country or any other hot city. You have the sea, you have the sun, you have the city, and you have the mountains. Not that we've been yet, but we will go eventually.
Just got something for everyone. Even yesterday, we were walking down a road that we've been down 10 times.
Yeah.
And one of the shutters was open, and it's got a bouldering centre, just in the street.
Yeah, on the inside.
House.
Yeah, it's mad.
And we just went in there and chatted to the lady. She was super friendly and everyone's just here for a good time.
And I just walked round the dog park yesterday, and I walked home like a slightly different way to the way that I normally walk home. Bear in mind, it's a pretty small area, so there are only limited ways to walk home. And there was 2 yoga studios and a Pilates studio. And I thought, do you know what? My gym is a 3-minute walk away. If I wanted, and I actually skipped it today, but if I wanted to go to the gym, or I wanted to go to a yoga studio or a Pilates studio, I feel like I've got everything on my doorstep. And where we've chosen to live, I have mentioned it a couple times, but I don't want to keep mentioning it online just because you don't know who's watching, but I'll mention it one last time. We're in Poblenou, which is a really like nice neighborhood. It actually translates from Catalan into English to be New Village, and that is literally what it is. It's like a little village just outside the center, but it has literally so much going on. You wouldn't even call it a village. It's like more of like a neighborhood. Okay, so that answers question 1 and question 2, why Spain and why Barcelona. But to give you a bit more context on our actual inspiration, like at home, like whilst we love our family and we love our friends so much, we have so many wonderful people in our lives back home in the UK. We still, like Henry and I together, and being really honest, I feel like it came more so from my side because I've always had the flexibility with my job since I started doing this 5 years ago. I just felt like I was doing myself a disservice by just staying in one place, by just staying in the UK, because it's easier to stay at home, it's easier to stay where you're comfortable and stay where you're familiar. And I really wanted to take that next step and take a step out of my comfort zone and be able to go somewhere with Henry where we're both new, and it's exciting but also nerve-wracking, but be able to like experience all the highs and lows of that together. And we very much have already experienced so many highs and lows, literally 3 months of being here. And actually, when I release this video, it's on Wednesday, and that is exactly 3 months since we moved out here. And so it feels very fitting to be reflecting on this right now. But yeah, it's hard to describe like what truly inspired us in our core, because I think there was just something inside me that was like itching to do it, itching to move abroad. And it was just about finding where we think the right place might be. And lo and behold, I think Barcelona is the right place. And I actually kind of imagine us staying here maybe forever. Don't know, who knows? Anything could happen. Okay, I'm sorry, I was trying really hard to do this all in order, but I just went on a massive ramble then. But I've answered 3 questions. What inspired you to move to Barcelona? Why did you pick Spain/Barcelona? And now the 3rd question, have there been any culture shocks or things you've really had to adjust for? Culture shocks, I wouldn't say so, because I've been to Barcelona like itself. I've been to the city about 10 times in my life, so I felt like I kind of knew what to expect on a day-to-day. But no, I don't know, I feel like my answer is going to change in a couple months time, because there's a very big difference between coming here for a couple of weeks versus living here for 6 months. And I feel like I've not had that initial shock yet, but maybe we've been here for 6 months, we will feel differently. But for me, no, I don't feel like I've had any massive culture shocks. I think it took me a while, like a bit longer, to adjust to the eating times than I expected it to, but like that's not a bad thing to have to adjust to. Do you think there's anything, Henry, that we've kind of had to adjust to? I think the sense of, oh, I've got a little cut in my ear. The sense of humour is very different. It's very hard to have a sense of humour in a second language. And I think like, oh, I know. I think I struggle a little bit with the older generation who, rightfully so, will only speak in Catalan. And so where I've like managed to pick up a few sentences in Spanish, especially when I'm on a walk with Billy, and I'm speaking to them in Spanish and they clearly understand what I'm saying, they're talking back to me in Catalan and I'm really struggling to understand what they're saying. And there's no point even saying like, oh, no hablo mucho español, es poquito, because they're like, I don't care. They just don't care. And I mean, I kind of back it, I can't lie, but I've definitely struggled with that more than I expected to.
When you move to a different country, it's just like everything's just slightly different.
Yeah.
So that's what everything for me is like, just more taxing. Like pop into the shop is just
a bit harder.
You just have to think about everything. That's the biggest adjustment. Obviously, it's nice. Like
it's nice they have Aldi here. Sorry, I'm so bad for interrupting you.
And also, it's a bit. It's difficult because if you're on your own, like if I'm not with you or I'm not meeting up with anyone, and I go out to do whatever, where we're not the best at Spanish, it's really like you feel like you're in your own world, because you actually like you can't, like someone will walk past you, you haven't got a clue what they're saying, you don't know what, like you don't hear any other conversations, it's just noise.
Yeah.
And like that, you're just like...
super isolated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's not a bad thing, but sometimes you're just like...
I think where we've, like, there's been a couple times where we've had, like, a bad day or whatever, and walking to and from the metro station and just, like, those really small street interactions you have actually can make such a big difference. Like, the difference between someone else with a dog speaking to Billy and being kind of rude versus someone being quite friendly. I feel like there's been a couple of encounters where we've just both been like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Like, this is a lot. It is a lot. And I guess it is a lot more to adjust when you move abroad, like to adjust subconsciously than it is consciously, I think. It's so much more about the subconscious, in my opinion. Have you made... Oh no! Okay, have you made any new friends or connections locally? I love that you said connections. I feel like that's such a sweet way to phrase it. Yeah, we have made some friends actually. We've been really lucky. I went to my first like girls event on Valentine's Day, so the day before Valentine's Day in February, and I actually met like a small handful of girls there, which was really nice. But off the back of meeting them, I've actually met other people through them. Especially a couple called like Dean and Sarah that Henry and I both just get along with so well. I feel like it's literally copy and paste, but like Sarah's like Dean and I'm like, no, Sarah's like Henry and I'm like Dean, and honestly they're just such good vibes, such a nice couple. And we've met a few other people like dotted around here and there, and I feel like 3 months isn't a very long time to get to know someone, and in fact I've probably only known them a month, but it's just been so nice to be able to just like vibe with someone and chill out with a few different types of people. And I feel so lucky to be in the job that I'm in because I still put myself out there quite a lot, like on social media. Like I'd be very happy to go on my stories, be like, is any Barcelona, like girls that are in Barcelona want to meet up for a coffee or whatever? And I've done this a couple of times and it's honestly worked out so well. And even when we first moved here, there was a girl called Emmy that reached out to me on Instagram when she saw that Henry had gone home, because I was a little bit of a wreck, I can't lie, when we first moved here and Henry had to fly home like last minute all of a sudden for some family matters. I was a little bit like overwhelmed by what was actually going on with our family, as well as feeling overwhelmed by being here on my own with Billy and just like really lost, like living out of suitcases in this random Airbnb. And it was a dark Airbnb, just feeling like super lost and just like didn't know what to do with myself. And I kind of put it on my story just being like, I'm just so overwhelmed. And this girl reached out to me and she was like, let's just meet for a coffee. And I'm not joking, I have become good friends with her since then, and she is such a sweet girl. She's coming over on next Monday, which is so exciting. So yeah, we've definitely made some friends.
That point that you said there, you can just like, I don't know, maybe it's you or maybe it's a girl thing, can just like reach out to someone or speak to someone and be like, let's go for a coffee.
Yeah.
But for guys, or for me, that's just like not a thing.
I just think men like naturally don't gravitate towards doing it. Like whatever the situation, you won't then turn around and be like, oh, like if you've met someone, let's say we met someone at Steam and Carl, you're having a drink with them, you like vibed a little bit, you won't naturally be like, oh mate, like what's your number, like let's hang out sometime. Whereas a girl would be like, oh my god, it'd be so nice to see you. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like it just happens a bit naturally. I'm trying to convince Henry to, you know the way I do homies, I'm trying to convince Henry to do a bromies. I'm sorry, but like even the name is perfect. I think he should do a bromies, but we're struggling because I know so many girls reach out to me being like, oh, I wish you had something like this for boys or for like boyfriends, because I can never get my boyfriends to meet and whatnot. Like I want my boyfriend to make friends and whatnot. But the reality is, do you think a man would sign up to an event run by a man for men to meet that's not like religious, or it's not to do with sports, it's not to do with like something specifically? Whereas I feel like you find it easier
if guys were to go out and do that for like to go out for a meal, there's a much higher chance of it just being like a peacock fest.
What's a peacock fest? Oh, people just trying to show off. Yeah, like the type of guys that seems to, oh fuck my eyebrows,
and also like banter.
Yeah, it's hard. I really do feel for you, because it doesn't seem like it is the natural solution the way that it is a bit more of a natural solution for women. You almost need like something at the centre to be able to dilute the fact that you're all meeting for the first time and that you need to make a lot of small talk. My legs have gone so numb. And that's why I think if you do have a boyfriend and you're watching this, or you have a male partner, or you are a guy watching this, and you're thinking, I really want to be able to make new friends and meet new people, but I don't know where to go, I don't know where to look. Like, no, it's not just a case that you can't do it. I think at the moment, just the way that things seem to run, is that you probably benefit from finding something that you're interested in, whether it's like gaming or sports or like diving, like going in the sea, like just whatever it is. It could even be arts and crafts. Find something that you're interested in and then go on apps like Meetup, Click, Local is another one. Locals, I think it's called. It's got like a yellow logo. There are all these different apps that are set up around the world so that whether you're visiting or you're moving somewhere, you can put in an interest in a hobby that you have and be able to join like a group session, like whatever that is, and get to meet people through that way. And I think it does take a bit of the pressure off, because you can kind of like arrive with confidence knowing that everybody's there for the same reason, and it's not as intense as everybody's there to make friends. Like, whilst people are there to make friends, you're also all there to play volleyball. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we've made friends, and question 4B is, what is our advice in terms of making friends? Okay, next one. What's been your favourite thing about your new home so far? Mine is our location and just like living really close to the sea. Like, there's nothing else in this world that I love as much as living near the sea. It's, apart from Henry, of course, and Billy, but it's just the best. Like, it's just my favourite thing in the world. I love it so much. And I also love that we have the original ceilings in our flat. Look, Billy over there. Ta-da! So nice. Have there been any unexpected challenges or setbacks? Yeah, I think we've had like a couple of challenges where we thought we didn't think it was going to be anywhere near as hard to find a flat as it actually has been. I would say if you get the opportunity to find a flat remotely back home and get someone here to do a viewing for you, if you need me to do a viewing for you guys, I will do one for you, then I would jump on that. I wouldn't necessarily wait until you get out here, although it does help, because you can kind of suss out like an agency a bit better and like figure out if it's a scam or not, because you have to be so wary of the scams on Idealista, like they're so bad. But I'd actually say our biggest challenge, or my biggest challenge, has been actually getting to know people past the point of them presenting themselves as like who they want you to see them as, versus getting to know someone for who they actually are. And I think people eventually, like, it kind of, everyone shows their true colours, and like, don't get me wrong, when I meet someone for the first time, I'm probably a lot more smiley and like giggly than I am on a day-to-day, which I think is very like normal. It's just kind of like a polite way to act. But I've definitely struggled over like the last couple of months of, okay, I have made friends and I have really enjoyed like hanging out with these people, but I actually think in their core they maybe aren't the type of people for me, and it's been hard to kind of let go of that and then essentially like move on to making other friends. So yeah, I think I have definitely struggled with the friend side of things a lot more than I expected to. But that's okay, because I know it'll figure itself out, and it just takes time. And like, in the grand scheme of things, we've only been here 3 months, and I very much feel like it's only been 3 months, not, oh my god, I've been here for 3 months. So I'm feeling really like positive about it, especially with like this kind of perspective, you know? Okay, couple more questions. What's a day, I love this question. What's a day in the life of Barcelona versus the day in the life of Reading or Basingstoke? What do you reckon, Henry? I think we just go outside so much more.
Outside, yeah. Like, and because everybody does the same thing, it sounds so like...
It's like a culture.
It sounds boring, but it's like everybody's just outside and just everyone's just happier. Everyone's just got spring in their step.
I think because the weather's better, people are happier, and dog owners are happier, which makes dogs happier.
It's so different. Like,
oh my god, it's so different. I feel like you would feel like an alien if you had the same work-life balance that you had back home, of like 6 till 6.
You wouldn't get on.
No, you literally wouldn't.
You just get spat out.
I feel like you could, like, yeah, you definitely could, because people like work 9 till 5 here, 8 till, like, people have long hours, and especially construction workers have really long days here. But I think the culture very much, it feels like life is first. There's always people out and about doing things like surfing in the sea, or kite surfing, or playing volleyball in the middle of the day, or like everyone's at the coffee shops at like 11 a.m. like they don't have jobs, you know? Like, I just feel like life is just so first here. It's just everyone's priority, or at least like most of the people that we've been mixing with, and it just feels amazing. It just really rubs off on you in like the best way. I can imagine it's how people used to feel when like they would like nomads would move to Bali, but like way before everything that's been happening and Bali's happened. Okay, next one. Last couple of questions. Have you and Henry settled in together? Have you guys been arguing lots? Or what do you think? Or do you think that you could have done this solo? Okay, that's a big question. We did have a couple of fights when we first got here. I think we were both just like overwhelmed or not. Would you agree?
High stress,
yeah, definitely high stress, like both very high strung. Would you?
Yeah. What? Go on.
I was gonna say, would you agree with me if I said that we were both stressed but didn't realise? I don't think I realised how stressed I was, and I didn't realise how stressed you were until we had a couple of arguments at the beginning.
Yeah, because like it's a nice situation to be in overall.
Yeah.
So you keep telling yourself, how can you, like, you can't be stressed, you can't be worried, like this is good, look how great this is.
Yeah.
So you kind of like suppress those feelings.
And that's so invalidating to like do to yourself.
And you don't realise when you're doing it, because obviously you wouldn't do it, but
Oh, I don't want to block you.
yeah, you don't really realise till like afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
But now that we've done that, then
we almost got them out of the way, didn't we?
yeah, and also like in the future, we've learned from this that you can be doing something great and exciting and still be stressed and worried about it. Like
yeah,
that is normal. And now that we've experienced it, we just know it for next time.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Not necessarily in moving, but in something like, I don't know, I can't think of another example that would be similar.
I feel like we've really lent on each other on the good days and the bad days, and like, of course we're in a relationship, we're married, we are very much in this together, and it very much feels that way. So I feel like we have truly settled here together whilst being able to like maintain a really healthy level of independence. Like Henry goes out and does his hobbies and does the things that he's interested in, and I go out and do mine, whatever they may be. I have friends that are separate to Henry, and Henry had friends that are separate to me. And we also have like communal friends, like friends in the middle that we like to hang out with as couples, or just like we just get along with them whether they're a couple or not, and we like to chill with them. I just feel like we are very mindful of the balance of how much we lean on each other versus how independent we need to be. It's paying off. Like I just feel like it's working really well. Do you not agree?
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
And the rest of that question was, do you think you would have done this solo? I can tell you now, 100%. I have no doubt I would have done this solo.
I wouldn't have.
Do you not think?
No.
Do you think if we... Okay, horrible to say, and I'm not putting this out in the universe, but if something had happened today and for whatever reason we couldn't be together, would you go back home and live at home, or would you now go off and live somewhere else, or live here, or what do you reckon?
I think I'd probably live, I think I might live somewhere different in the UK.
In the UK though? I don't think you would.
Nah, I don't know. It's not going to happen, so I don't know, but...
Don't need to know.
I only say that for like security and comfort reason, but if it was actually, I guess the situation would depend. I wouldn't...
Okay, let's say it's off your terms, like off your back. For whatever reason, you were like...
I actually don't know.
For me, Rosie, this is not working.
I'm actually not in any headspace, so I don't. You would?
Yeah, I would 100% say.
I think you'd be further away.
I'd probably move to Thailand. I don't know. I would just know, because of Billy. I would want to be with Billy.
She's coming with me.
No, she's coming with me always. Whenever this comes up, it's a wrestle match.
I'll take the front half.
Shut up! I'm not breaking her in half. That means I love her more.
You take the poop.
Have you not heard the story of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat? Have you not heard it?
Any dream will do.
Have you actually not heard it though?
That's a song from it though.
Okay, yeah, but you have to heard the story about when they say we're going to cut the coat, so that, because two people are arguing over it, we're going to cut the coat so that both of you can have a piece of it. I can't remember.
That other guy got shaded in that story. No one knows his name.
I don't remember. And then Joseph said, no, the coat is too beautiful. I don't want it to be ruined. I'd rather not have it than it be broken. I would rather not have Billy than her be ripped in half, you crazy man. See, I'm a better person than you. Huh?
But no one knows who this other guy is.
Yeah, which is giving your energy.
Alright, yeah, I know, you're Joseph.
Whatever. I think if I was to try to predict it, I think Henry would go home for a couple months and very quickly be like, okay, I'm home to be with my friends and my family, but like, no, yeah. I'm going elsewhere.
I think I would go home and like recuperate for a bit, and then I think I'd just go somewhere on a beach and be like,
this is me now
or something.
You actually would.
I'd just live
No, but I would love to do that with you now.
I would just go off the grid, I think.
I think you would. So I think I would as well. I have no purpose in life anymore if I'm not with you.
I'd go somewhere and be a nice delivery driver.
What do you miss about England? Obviously miss like my family and my friends. I miss the people. I do miss an English pub garden. I think there's nothing else quite like it. And I'm really excited because in May we're going back for a wedding, a proper English spring wedding, and I'm really excited because just like it's going to be beautiful, and it's in such, the location of it is in such, I won't say where it is, but it's in such an English place, and I just feel like that's going to be beautiful. Like that's going to be amazing. That's going to make me feel very much like we're in England. But I think in terms of just like missing home, I just miss the people the most. If you weren't to live in Barcelona, where would you live in your life? It's so funny what we were just talking about. I honestly don't know. I do think if we didn't have Billy and we weren't, I don't know, because I don't want to be like, if I was younger, I'd do it differently, because like you can still do it differently now. I don't think I have the itch to do it differently now, but once upon a time, if I was to paint my years of living abroad, I think I would have expected myself to do like 6 months in Italy, 6 months in Barcelona, 6 months in like just all across Europe. But the reality is I want to feel settled. I want to put my feet in the ground and plant some roots. I want to feel like I am really immersing into this place and I'm settling into the place that we're living, which is very much how I feel here in Barcelona. So for me, right now in my life, I would not live anywhere else. This is exactly where I need to be, and I love it here. And last question, do you have any tips for someone thinking to do the same? She sent such a cute message. I've been thinking about coming out to Barcelona for the longest time, but I just don't know what to do about my work. Okay, so it really depends on your passport. I think with everything going on with Brexit and the way that the rules have changed, it is so much harder if you have a British passport. However, it is not impossible. It's just so much harder. I think if you hand on heart truly want to do this and you have a British passport and you want to leave the UK, you should marry an Irish girl. No, joking. You should look into your options in terms of what jobs you can get in Spain, and then secondary to that, look at your options in terms of what remote jobs can you get in the UK or elsewhere across the world that will allow you to live wherever you want to live. The reality of that is that if you get a job in Spain, it's quite difficult because you have to prove that you are more worthy for this job in Spain, and no other Spanish person will be like qualified to do this job instead of you. So it's very hard to go down that route, but it makes it so much more efficient for you in the long term. With the visa process, you basically get sponsored for the visa. You don't really have to pay much money off your own back. You can settle in here and you've got basically like a job sponsorship visa, whatever that's called. However, the chances of actually getting one of those are slimmer, but it just makes your life so much easier if you do. The second alternative is what I said about becoming a nomad. But when you come here, the process is a little bit long. They don't accept everybody, but they do accept like 90%, 99% of people. The process is a little bit long, but you also have to pay a monthly tax to the government, which is like, I think somewhere between 220 to 450 euros per person per month. So it's a lot of money, but don't let that put you off, because you may be able to land yourself a job where either you can incorporate that fee into your monthly wage, or the pay increase that you'll be getting from getting this job, well, let's say it's an extra £200 a month. You are then essentially, girl math it, paying an extra £200 out of your new wage and then £200 out of your old wage. So you actually are only paying an extra £200 altogether, and you can do it. So, and I don't think that's a lot of money to pay to be here, especially because everything else here is so much cheaper. Like our grocery shop is so much cheaper. I've been really meaning to do a grocery shop video. I really should do one soon. But our grocery shop is so much cheaper here. The clothes are so much cheaper here. You'd save that in bills straight away. Bills are literally half the price here compared to what they are in the UK. And food is so much cheaper here, and so is alcohol. Like, it is genuinely so much cheaper overall here that you would very quickly save that money living here. And also rent, so much cheaper. Yeah, okay, amazing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that you found it useful. If you have any other questions, actually, I'm just gonna talk you really quickly through our process, because it's 2 sentences is all I need. I have an Irish passport. Henry and I are married. Regardless of whether we're married or not, he gets spousal rights because we can prove we've been in a relationship for over 2 years. Because we have the marriage cert, it just makes the paperwork a little bit quicker. Right, okay, right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys found that video useful. Please let me know if you did, if you'd like more like this where we can sit down, do our makeup and chat a little bit about what it's like living in Spain. If you have any specific questions, please do drop me a DM. I am so happy to help. I'm always here to help. Please leave us a comment down below. It really, honestly, like, really helps with YouTube. It really helps the videos, and I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to drop us a little like. Yay! And I will see you guys in the next one, next Wednesday.
Adios.
Ciao!